right, welcome to another Lightning Strikes Twice, our super fast, well, kind of super fast, condensed lightning round. Two topics apiece. Nobody knows the other's topic, and we got 5 minutes to discuss it. So, Casey, take it away.
All right. How about a little bit of philosophical banter?
Okay.
Yeah. If cells are constantly replacing themselves, are we even the same person like a year later?
Ooh, the whole ship of Theseus kind of thing. I don't think we are. I mean, I don't know how like memories and stuff are stored necessarily, like replicated. Do the
Hmm.
proteins just kind of get copied, or do they disappear eventually? But I mean, yeah, by the time we're our age, we've been replaced multiple times.
Well,
Like,
I mean, that's the question, right? Like, are we the shell or are we like the composite of our experiences and memories and reactions and emotions?
I think the latter is more like even if we've been copied, right? It's still the
Uh-huh.
same thing. Like, let's say, remember back in the day, the old VHS days, you'd like duplicate a VHS or maybe even like an audio cassette, and
Uh-huh.
that you'd have some degradation from replication. Didn't
Mhm.
mean to rhyme that one, but you'd have that. Ooh, that should be some lyrics.
Sounds like an album title.
It does.
Degradation from replication.
Yeah. But you would have that, but you could still like say watch the thing you had recorded or still hear the basically the same song. So maybe even if it's changed a little, it's still pretty much there. Like
Mhm.
the essence of what makes it up is still there. And I think that's the case with humans. Like, I mean, obviously cells die and have to be replaced. Otherwise, well, we would just kind of fall apart.
Yeah.
so so it's
Well, and
like even
it's interesting that everything kind of follows its blueprint so well too. Like things like fingerprints don't change with age or whatever.
yeah, I've always wondered that too. Like, you're even if you like your hands, you're doing a lot of manual labor and it like wears the skin down and lots of skin cells are coming off and stuff. Like, you still have the same fingerprint.
You can
That,
get rid of them, but it doesn't feel good.
mm-hmm,
And,
exactly.
and it actually probably isn't really good because I mean they're actually there for like traction.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. If you had smooth fingertips, you probably couldn't hold on to things as well
not
as you
as
could.
easily.
Yeah. You like pick up a pen and it just slips out of your fingers and whoops, like constantly dropping things. I
But
think
no,
it,
that's a good way to put it though. Like it just like getting a new computer, you transfer your hard drive over. It's not the same hard drive, but it's all the same data.
yeah,
And
yeah, like all of your files basically.
yeah,
And so yeah, because I kind of view the body as basically the same thing. It's a container.
yeah.
And whether you believe in souls or not, either way, what makes you you is not the cells themselves per se. It's the patterns of neural network kind of stuff going on, all the proteins and the memories and things like that.
I think
So
my soul had the blue screen of death one too many times,
and now it's caught in that like recovery loop.
ding, 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 ding.
Should we play the old school classic Windows shutdown sound? Oh man,
Good
it's interesting
times.
to go back through the all the Windows startup and shutdown sounds over the years.
Oh yeah.
Man, how it's changed.
It's like I can't recall them just from memory, except for maybe one or two. But like as soon as I hear them, I'm like, oh yeah.
Well, and yeah, and it's really weird too because like normally, we've changed operating systems over the years, but like when you hear those sounds, it kind of recalls like a time period, right? When you hear
Mhm.
the old Windows 311 startup sound, that dun, dun, that kind of thing, like it's like, oh yeah, that's a very specific window in time, and you hear like the XP stuff. It's like, it reminds you of the different websites that you would go to and maybe games that you would play. And experiences you had and stuff. And it's really interesting how so much can be encapsulated in just a tiny little sound effect.
On the theme of like, are we who we used to be when cells are like recreating and constantly replenishing and all this? Lately, and here in Germany, I've been noticing I have these constant like nostalgia feelings when I'm out for a walk or something. And it's like, I had never been to Germany before, but I have these feelings like I'm a little kid again.
That's time. I know
Oh,
exactly what you're talking about, though. Like, I, even dreams. I've had dreams where it's like
mhm.
the place that I'm in is like a place I've never been, but it feels like somewhere I've been before, that kind of thing. And I've
Yeah.
had that where, like, I somewhere I've never been in real life, same thing, where I'm like, I know this place,
Oh, yeah.
even though I've never
That
been there. Like, how is that possible?
that
Really
deserves a deep
strange.
sneak dive. Actually,
Uh-huh.
I think we did an episode on deja vu and we kind of talked about some
Yeah,
of that, but
I think so. Yeah. That's
we'll
that's a
link that one up there, I guess.
mhm, good idea. Yeah. Okay, so it's on to me then. So mine's I guess it kind of a tomfoolery-esque sort of thing, but it could go into a couple different categories, I guess. So, did the Klingons accidentally save the human race? Like
Um,
Star Trek 3, Star Trek 4? Because if they didn't have that cloaked Klingon ship, they couldn't have pulled off the scheme of like getting those whales, or like and that whale alien thing was destroying Earth. So like if the Klingons didn't try to kill Kirk, and fail, and then they got a hold of the Klingon ship, like none of that would have been possible. And
Interesting.
I think the Klingon ship was tougher, so it was able to survive that whole slingshot thing around the sun to go back in time. Like it, it's interesting. Like so
Huh.
did the Klingons, like, because I mean at the time, in that time period for those two movies, like we weren't exactly friends with the Klingons. So it's like they
Right.
may have accidentally saved humanity.
Well, that's the thing I really love about Star Trek. Well, there's a couple things in there that I really love about Star Trek, and one of them is that the story arcs kind of carry through the movies and stuff, and there's that continuity. But the other thing is like they constantly do a great job at showing enemies having to work together
Yeah.
and like having these moments, especially like between like the Romulans and the Klingons and
Yeah.
well Worf specifically, where they're, like there was that one where he could have something in his blood could have saved a Romulan, and the Romulan was like, screw it, no, I don't want.
I don't want your Klingon filth inside me, you
Yeah.
know?
But then there was other ones, where like Geordi was working with a Romulan. Maybe that was the same episode or something that was going on at the same time or something. But
Yeah.
like they totally like worked together as a team.
Oh
And
no, that was a different episode. Yeah, because they were Geordi and a Romulan, whatever the classification is. They were trapped on this stormy planet and had to work together to survive. Um, and
Mhm.
and basically became friends throughout that. And like you see that all the time too. And I like that aspect of Star Trek. And that
Mhm.
it's
I
God,
like
what
that
a
aspect of life. It's a
Mhm.
good feeling when there's somebody that you've been at odds with and you kind of put all that to rest.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Even if it's like temporary, like the Christmas truce during World War I and stuff, where the two sides came together and drank and sang and smoked and like just hung out. And then their commanders were like, wait a minute, you can't be getting along. Back to the trenches, and that kind of thing.
Didn't
And it's
that
like,
become kind of a wartime tradition, actually?
it might be. Yeah.
I think it at least went through the Korean War,
Hmm.
because I remember like, I mean, not that MASH is like historically accurate and
Yeah.
everything, but there were instances where there was like a Christmas truce called and stuff like that. And I think they did actually like drop in a lot of like actual moments in the history of that war, even
Yeah.
though the
Yeah. They
war was
tried to
over
be.
way quicker than the show was.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. That's funny. It's a, yeah, I do. man, I love that kind of feeling. I know what you're talking about.
Mhm.
But Star Trek had some great stuff. Well, like Star Trek 6 too, where Kirk, had to kind of like come to terms with his previous hatred of the Klingons and kind of bury the hatchet,
Mhm.
and ultimately had to like save a Klingon's life, that kind of thing. And like it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What a great show. And it kind of like shows this evolution of humanity, I guess, or something. And yeah.
But okay, so refresh my memory though about the movies. I thought they stole a Klingon ship, right?
No, well,
No.
kinda. I mean, because like they tricked the Klingons into beaming aboard the Enterprise, which was set to self destruct, and then they like beamed themselves up to the Klingon ship, so the Enterprise was destroyed, and they basically got a hold of a Klingon warbird or whatever, or no,
Bird of Prey.
bird of prey. Yeah, uh, confusing my birds there. Yeah, so I mean, in a way, they kind of stole it, but it's like it was kind of out of necessity for survival.
Didn't you know?
Huh.
I was under the impression that everybody knew.
Oh, about the bird,
Yeah,
but bird,
the bird
bird,
is the
bird.
word.
Oh man. Oh.
Bird's the word.
Oh god, that's a catchy tune too, man. Oh, wait, that's time.
Oh, oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, that was a good way to end it, I guess. So, yeah. Well, everybody, thanks for joining us in another wonderful Lightning Strikes Twice. Yeah.
Bird's the word.